Uh, okay, so shall we begin?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
we have today we had to pick up yesterday we discussed about what is thesis and how little bit of background and forward to do about thesis and all these things involved that will help us do thesis. And a thesis is a paper, a research paper. So now I want to ask you, starting with this question. Have you ever read, 1 minute, I would like to start reading with a scripture portion. One Bible is near to me. Is a Bible near to you, anybody? Luke chapter 1. Let us begin with reading Luke chapter 1, verse 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right? Who going to volunteer? Okay.
Many people have set out to write accounts about events that have been fulfilled among us.
Hmm.
They use the eyewitness reports calculating among us from the early disciples, having
Hmm.
carefully investigated everything from the beginning. I also have decided to write an accurate account for you, most honorable Theophilus, so you can be certain of the truth of everything you were taught.
All right. Thank you very much. Salumla, thank you. You see, this is very much description of research. If you keep a little thought on it, when you read again and again and think about it, what Luke is doing is a research. So Luke has written two books, Gospel Luke and the book of Acts. So both of his writings, he is saying here that he is doing a thorough research. So when you read in first chapter of Luke and first 4 verses, you find there that the research he was doing. Okay, what he is saying that many have undertaken to compile a narrative about the events that have been fulfilled among us. You see that? I'm reading in the different version. Many people have compiled, many people have written
Hmm.
the story, the narrative about the event, the things that had happened, which is fulfilled now among us. Right? Just as original eyewitnesses and servants of the word handed down to us. See, eyewitnesses like Peter is an eyewitness. He heard about everything. He have seen about Jesus, what is happening, although he followed him. He is an eyewitness. So he says, Luke is saying that, like Peter and other apostles who have been an eyewitnesses, they have compiled the events, the things that had happened regarding the Jesus, and they handed over to us. These are all eyewitnesses. They compile it, the narrative. Verse number 3. It also seems good to me since I have carefully investigated. You see that? What Luke is saying that it seems good to me also. Again, those eyewitnesses have written, those eyewitnesses has passed on to us. I am re-investigating everything from the first. Investigating from the first. Then I am writing down orderly sequences. All right. Yesterday, you remember that doing a thesis writing is putting orderly. All right, everything orderly, a coherent argument, and all the materials has to be in orderly form. That was exactly what Luke in the Bible we have is what he's saying. So in one way, our Bible, what has been written are not only inspired, we said these are all inspired, but also historically, they are eyewitnesses and thorough research. So Bible is not just writing, especially Luke has been doing all research, all investigate, whatever they have been handed down. It's not simply, it's not, in South India they will say, it's not Chumma is writing. The Malus and, the Tamilian will say Chumma. No, it is not Chumma writing. It is Pakka research doing and writing. I don't know what is Pakka in English. So this is Naga English. Pakka writing research. Now, I am asking you based on that. What is research? What is research? Anybody volunteer? Ladies first. Always ladies first. 3 ladies we have here now. Now we have to do ladies and gentlemen's competition, not online and offline now. Ladies first. What is research? Huh? The boys are ready to say.
Research is similar with an essay, and then the name is for purpose for the academic area, it's for our degree.
All right. Are you reading or you're telling me?
Sir, I'm telling I don't read.
Okay. I see you half of your face. So, Salumla, you agree? You are ladies group. Or you wanted to add it before I hand it over to the boys? Okay, right. The boys then? Anyone? Boys? What is research?
It's a thorough investigation, sir.
Okay, Jackson first. Thorough investigation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then Johnny?
I tried to say that one. He already stated.
Okay, he already said boys are very much in the same mind. All right.
Investigation. Do the fact something fact which is important find, and for that what we do investigation thoroughly do this research.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. So this is research you have said, and I give you a hint of research done by Luke, the doctor and the gospel writer and the writer of the book of Acts. That is what he was doing it. And so let us come to the definition of a research. Number 1. Research is to study a subject carefully, to gain knowledge, for finding new facts, and present solution to the problem chosen in a systematic and convincing way. Right? That's a beautifully framed it. Research is, a study of a subject very carefully to gain the knowledge, right? To gain the knowledge, you study on one particular subject. And then you, in order to find a new facts, new truth, these new facts, it is not totally new. There is no new as such. But there is a new thing is already there. One thing is already new. Of that things, you find more facts. You look at this angle, you see this is just like that. I'll tell you a story. You like the story or not? You are all, only children like the story. We are all how we like a story, but everybody likes a story though.
Yeah.
You already heard about blind people, 3 or 4 blind men, they went to see an elephant. All right? You heard that story.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the blind people, the blind men, how will they like to see an elephant? They're so interested. There is a curiosity. So they went and see the elephant. The good eye person lead them, you go and see. So the blind man, one touch the tail, the tail. Elephant is like a robe only, robe. And one person has come and then just happened to face the leg of an elephant. And he was touching the leg and then he's holding and then he said, oh, elephant is like a pillar only, pillar, no? Like a pillar.
2 inch.
And one person just touched the body of an elephant. Then he said, oh, elephant is like a wall only, wall. So 3 blind men has a different descriptions about the true facts of elephant. All what they say is a part of elephant, but that is the elephant. And that is a part of the elephant they are saying. That is what my point is. Finding a new facts on the same elephant, same subject, you may be missing, other people may be missing out the tail part, or the body part, or the leg, or the trunk, whatever it is. But you are finding in different angle, more on the same subject, but the new facts you're finding. Okay? That is what it means of finding a new fact. It is not totally you're discovering something new. Already is there, but you're finding more on that already existed, a new fact on regards to that. Alright, then after that you are presenting solution of that problem. You are presenting solution. Answer, in one way we can say, answer to that problem, which is your subject you have chosen, and systematically you presented and convincing way. Systematic way, convincing way. Yesterday also we mentioned it must be convincing proof. So if this is there in your thesis or research paper, then you are well accepted. Otherwise, whether you are not finding a new or you are not presenting in that solution of the problem you're finding, or otherwise you are not mentioning, systematically presenting, or convincingly you are presenting. Then even though you have the material, you have the elephant, but if you are not presenting systematically, you are still disqualified. That is the way it works in a thesis. All right. So let us go to the second definition. More or less, these are all connected to one another. Research is a process. Research is a process. Yes, it is a process. It is a process. It makes more sense from the first line. It is a process by which we search for knowledge. So you are searching a knowledge on something, and that you are process is called research. Okay? Very soon we are going to do a research. Remember that you have one more day for your articles, critics, analyze. Tomorrow is the last date. I don't know what article you have choose. All right. Anyway, whatever you do. So a research is a process by which we search for knowledge. It is an endeavor to discover the answer to the problems, both intellectual and practice. It is the process searching a knowledge. suppose the process is what? If you want to go to some place, the process you start getting ready from your home. And whether you take a bike or a car or call the taxi and you go, these are all process to reach that home. So now itself we are on the process of doing a research because we started by a theoretical exercise we are doing it, and therefore it is a process. And we endeavor, means we work hard to discover it, work hard for discovering it, and then to find the answer to the problem intellectually and also practically. Okay, this is the definition of research. It is a process for gaining knowledge. It is a hard work to discover answer to the problem, both intellectually and practically. So we go another definition of here is dictionary. If you look at the Webster International Dictionary, it says that research is a careful critical inquiry or examination in seeking facts or principle, diligent investigation in order to ascertain something. All right? In order to ascertain something. Webster Dictionary claim. Careful critical inquiry or examination. So you have to be carefully and critically. Careful is not enough, but critical. That is why we have analysis, critic we are saying. Critical, it doesn't mean that we are criticizing. Criticizing is a different from critics. Okay. In critics, you rebuttal the idea by bringing another idea with the proof that is against or for the other side of the point. So critical examination. So critically you are examined, very critical. Sometimes we use, some people sick and it is very critical, you know, that it is very serious. Another word, seriously you are examining in something. But then in our academic languages, critical or critic is not criticizing. In Sadharan languages, criticize, we use you criticize, you gossip. That is not in this meaning. But it meaning that you carefully and seriously examine and produce the counter proof of the opposite of the matter. And according to Hunter, we are following this Hunter. Any of you have this Hunter's book in your private, or somebody have, you can look into Hunters? You don't have? If you you know, find out this book, Research Methodology by Hunter. The other name I forgot, but it's a Hunter. So we are following, and many of us today are following Hunter's system of research method. So according to Hunter, he says that research is involving a critical and systematic search for an answer to a problem. All right? Keep in mind, it is a searching for a critical search, critical and systematic search for an answer to a problem. So when you write a thesis, or even when you read an article, you try to see what is the problem there, issues is there. Yesterday also I mentioned that what is the issue that the author is dealing, the writer is trying to give the message out of that writing. So some problems is where they used to write. Some issue is where they are addressing. And therefore, according to Hunter, a research is systematic, critical and systematic search for an answer to a problem. So without a problem, there is no research, thesis, or any kinds of writing on that. So remember, I'm going to tell you now itself that you will be aware of it, that when you are going to write a thesis, there should be a problem you want to deal with. So what is the problem is the first thing we're going to ask you when you choose a topic, when you choose a subject. What is there in this subject the problem is? How you going to find the answer to the problem is the research. Okay, reversing that. There is a problem here. So there is a problem. How to solve this problem is you are trying to find out. That is the process of finding the problem is the research. Okay, the process of finding the answer to this problem is a research. You are searching. Now COVID-19 people are doing a research where how to produce the vaccine. How to produce the vaccine. This is the process. That is what called research. The problem is the COVID-19. The coronavirus is the problem. And how to solve this problem? And the process is going on. People in the medical science, the scientists are trying to examining every now and then this thing, that thing, that thing. That process of critically, systematically searching to solve this problem is research. So in a thesis writing, your research paper, remember these things are to be asked and supposed to be. So the purpose of increasing human knowledge in that area is the form of communicable and verifiable. All right, that is, we have said so. So that is what research is. In simple words, what do we say? Combine all together as we summarize, research is like I said, searching an answer very critically and systematically to the problem. All right? Searching the answer very critically, systematically to solve the problem. That is what research is. So if you don't find any problem, you cannot write a thesis. So try to find what is the problem now itself so that you can write. Okay, shall we go ahead?
Yes.
The goal of research. The goal of a research is what? The goal is to develop a new knowledge. New knowledge. See, as I mentioned in the beginning, new knowledge, you know, I already mentioned new truth, new, these news are already existing, but we did not know. Therefore, we have to research it, and therefore we find it, and it become a new knowledge for us. About the thing, like we said in elephant is already there, but the new knowledge we need to find out about the elephant, then we are doing a searching. So the goal is to develop new knowledge, and also establish new truth. Establish a new truth. It is saying that rediscover and understand the principle. New knowledge, new truth. It doesn't mean that they are not exist and therefore we recover. But this is not discovering something new. Of course we are discovering something new, but we are rediscovering all the knowledge which is already there. And we are establishing new truth by rediscovering. See, the word research. Now, simple meaning is, simple word, Search, searching. What is that meaning? We are searching something, right? We are searching something. We search many times. We lost, and then we forgot where we kept something that belongs to us. So we search. That meaning is very simple. And then the word research. The word research itself is telling us that we are doing it again on the subject which was already been done. Researching it. Upon the searching, we are researching it. Therefore, it is a research. Or summarize, research. That is why research. When we say first, you are saying first in a one word, research, they become a one word. But actually, you are researching it. What has been already searched by somebody, you are doing it again, repeat, renew, review, redo it. Re-exam. Any of you have done your re-exam in your school and Bible colleges? Re-exams, and you pay the fees and then do the re-exam, Yeah. Johnny has done how many? Re-exam?
I did sir my re-exam.
Yeah. I saw you are telling to your friend you have done some re-exam. So, is doing again, therefore research is also doing again on what is already there. It is not new thing. You are not going to produce one thing which is not there. It is already there. The problem is there, and therefore we are trying to rediscover. Okay. So the word research itself gives us the meaning very simple. Research means what? We are researching on the things which has been already searched by somebody. So you're not doing it a new research. Otherwise it is not research. You are discovering something. But research is research. Simple. You are redoing it on the thing. Okay. So research paper allowed us to rediscover and understand the principle, the relationship, and the fact that has been forgotten or overlooked in the past. Okay? The past, the people in the past before you, I have done a research. So on the topic or something, let us say some of the problems, but then I cannot do it every angle, Say for example, any of the tribe people, you do the research on it. So everything you cannot cover it. And therefore in limited time frame given and during limited page and number, therefore you are not expected to do everything. Therefore you left something, overlooked something. It is possible. Or you've forgotten some areas. So another next time research student is doing on the same what I am doing it, but in a different principles, understanding what I have forgotten and bringing out what I have overlooked into. I haven't even thought about it. So you are giving that new knowledge. That is what called new knowledge, new truth. On the people who have done already but has overlooked it or forgot about it, or have not able to cover it up. So you are covering it up. All right. So that is the research, and the goal is that to bring a new truth and establish a new new knowledge, and establish a new truth on the subject which has been already done. I'm repeating again, though there is very much clear, right? Now, the importance of research is very simple. I just thought of these are very fact that we should be remembering. We are doing it research on the subject or topic or the problem or issue already exists done by some other our senior people, but we are redoing it into different angles, bringing a new truth about it, and which they have overlooked it. Therefore, each generation should re-examine their education system. Each generation, we are doing it research, important, because we need to check it in our generation. The last generation, our elderly people, our fathers and uncles, elderly one, they did some research on the same way, but our generation need to check again, recheck, re-examine again. Otherwise, you know what will happen? We will keep on the old one, and we will not establish a new knowledge or a new truth. The old one will be there. So we will not be using our mind, number one. Our mind become lazy if we don't re-examine, research. People used to say, there are, let me ask you this. There is one theologian and one scientist, okay? And one is what? One is a politician, three persons. One is a theologian, one is a scientist, one is politician. Whose brain will you like to bite? Question. Relax and just think and tell me. Three brain now. Theologian, professor, scholar, any scholar, whether secular or theological, scholar's brain, scientist brain, and politician brain. Three brains are on sale. It's on your table. Which brain you would like to purchase? You can purchase only one brain. Which one you will like? One person each time. Yes, Johnny.
I like to
This
buy politician.
Okay, ladies.
I will go for theologian or scholar.
You will go for theologian because you're theologian, so you want to support theologians, right? Okay. Anybody else? Jack?
You're all the same, sir. So
They're all same. So any brain chalega.
any brain chalega.
Steven, which brain you would like to prefer? One you have to buy. One Shartov, I would like him to join the classes. He would be very interesting though, but he is not talking or joining. I can see his face also. Okay, you know what? This professor's brain, scientist brain, politician brain. I think Johnny have heard these things. That is why he is saying. Which brain you say?
I said politician.
Politician. Why do you say that?
So, sir, politician will rule what of that?
Oh, politician will rule.
Yeah.
Okay, you haven't heard then. No, I'm safe now.
Sorry.
All right. That is okay. Your own reasoning, that is fine. Very good. And then Jack says that all brains are same, so any brain chalega. Salomba said that the theologian, because I'm theologian, why not the theologian brain is so nice. And what about two girls? Aye, Baba, in my house there is construction going on. Yeah. The girls, Johnny left and right, Johnny is in the middle. Oh, say, where are they? Are they sitting? So, which brain you will purchase? Tell me. I can't hear it.
I think, sir, politician will be wiser than both. That naturally wiser than.
Okay, okay. Politician will be wiser than both. All right. Therefore, you want politician. What about the what is that? The other girl. Come on. What discussion need here? They are discussing. No need discussion there. Just save your mind. No, Johnny. You push them to tell something. Okay? Everyone's participation. Are you saying or I cannot hear? Or you're not saying it? Okay? What she said?
I was scholar.
Sincere scholar one.
Scholar one. Okay, right. The reason is why? Why you choose the scholar one? Because it must be
They do more research.
more scholar. Okay, anyway. Good. So, okay, now let me tell you. That is the narrative only. You get some moral out of this. Hey, my house construction, you heard the noise? Drilling. They're drilling the walls and all these things. All right. See, what is that? Scientists' brain have been used maximum. That is why they're scientists. They have used their brain. They use their brain, use and almost some percentage, let us say 70% they used it. So no use because they already used. Leftover is very less. Alright? The leftover is very less. Only 20% is 25% left over. Already, khatam ho gaya, 75%. Professor, at least 20% use. So something is still there, right? Something is remaining is more. Don't use much, professor also. Scientists only use their brain. Therefore, let us say they use their brain, everything they use. Professor used a little bit, but still remaining there. Scientists, let us say, no remaining. His brain is used already. Politicians, not use at all their brain. You look at them, yeah, nowadays also. Politicians have no brain, not use their brain. Therefore, their brain is still fresh. So much is there to use.
Sir, I want to give one example. There is Tripura Chief Minister.
Okay.
Tripura Chief Minister Bibla-Dev.
Bipla-Dev, he don't use, no? Yeah. And not only him, many others, they don't use. Therefore, it is a sarcastic joke for them that they don't use their brain. Therefore, their brain is still so many percentage remaining. We can still use it. Scientists finish using his brain. Therefore, they are scientists. The reason why I am telling this.
Can we not borrow from someone else?
You already have.
Because
you have to use it.
So somehow we can borrow from someone else here.
See, I am telling you here in connection with the study. Can we borrow or not will be answered because we have our brain. The person who use is the person who benefit. The person theologian don't use their brain so much. That is the criticize we have. Scientists only use their brain. That is why they become a scientist. Your brain and my brain, their brain same. Like Zach was saying in the beginning, all brains when we were born is the same. It differences. Why? Because environment, the food we eat, and the education we go, and the use of our brain. Other people use, we don't use. Therefore, it makes variation. Otherwise, it is the same. So, why we do research? Otherwise, we will not use our brain. we will end up like a politician's brain only. That is why we need the research. Otherwise, we will not use our brain, and therefore, if we don't use our brain, God-given brain we have, we no need to borrow it. We already have it. You use it. Same capacity amount. It depends upon who use it, and therefore they gain it or they lose it. So, in order for us to use our brain, research is one part. Don't say that, yeah, it is very difficult. Without research, I want to take a degree. Nowadays, so many people have offered degree without research. If you want, you won't join MIBC, I think. You can do online, give no 5,000 rupees, send through their this thing, copy some here and there and send 10 pages of paper, and then you will get a degree. There are some people who offer like that. Lazy brain. And if our brain is lazy, not searching, it is possible that we even lose track of God's plan for us. That is the danger. Not only gaining the knowledge intellectual, but if we don't use our brain, what God is telling me, what God is guiding me, then also God give me the brain to connect with Him. Then if we don't use it, we may disconnect the connectivity of God and us. Because our brain is for that God gave us, one of the reasons. And therefore the nerve that cuts, the brain that doesn't connect with God, that is also very dangerous. Therefore, we are, important of research is we use our brain. And if we use our brain, we keep track on even the calling of God or even the will of God and the purpose of God. Not only exercising our intellectual as well as the plan of God. So it involves our even brain. Therefore, we need to use our brain. God give us our brain as much as possible. Even though we cannot compete with somebody, no need to compete with, but we have our own and our own line. And also, otherwise, number two, we may perpetuate all concept, as I said. We may be stagnant in the old concept. We may not grow. We may be stagnant in the old concept, which is not faithful, which is not new. The old one, we are still, going back to 19th century. Nobody goes back 19th century. As today we are taking class online and other things, we are growing up. So therefore, the old concept may be today we may need to have a new concept. Therefore, it is the way. Now, I think we have come to this time, yeah. If I talk, I keep talking. You see that? What time we are supposed to stop? 4:45 is now 4:45.
4:45.
Yeah, we are supposed to stop. But let us finish this one.
Now it's 4:15.
Now it's only 4:15. We still have time.
30 minutes we have now.
30 minutes we have.
So how is the research? I think in something you are able to have that concept, no? So far. Yeah. This is research. This has to be, cover us in our mind. Then only it preparing us how we get into. Actually, when we are writing, we will not be able to get off the track. So it is good that to hear and read, even though we know some of the things, many of the things. But actually when we are into the action, so it is easy to be sidetracked, but it keeps us control over it. I don't know if I forget these things. Guideline, I think I have a guideline for writing thesis. Maybe that we'll do tomorrow, guideline for writing thesis. Now we know the thesis, the research, and then how to formulate the thesis guidelines. Whether I have in that paper or not, I don't know. I might have written that. Have you written anything in your previous study, Jack? All have gone.
Yes, sir. I did my project paper. In
Project paper.
Yeah, in
Oh,
PKH.
okay, okay.
But in M.Th, I just did extra subject, 2 more extra subject
Or instead of thesis.
instead of thesis.
Okay.
In X, sir, X, Bangalore.
Oh, they do thesis writing also, those guys.
Yeah. They do thesis writing, but
Yeah.
since it is not
While I
possible
was,
to.
I know. All right. Here we are. The importance of research is that because our minds need to exercise intellectually, otherwise we will not be using our mind and we'll be stagnant. If we use our mind, this is what God gave to us in order to connect to Him also, intellectually also we connect with God. Not spiritually. See, you might be thinking that spiritual is enough. Not enough. I am saying it. What the Bible said, you find out the chapter and verse. I will not tell. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. What it says? Can you say?
Your soul,
Your
your
soul and your
strength.
mind. Strength and mind also is there. Don't leave out the Bible. It says it, love your God with your mind also. Not only spiritually loving and your mouth. Our problem is we love God with mouth, not with mind. That is why we don't want mindless, no? Mindless Christian we don't want. Mindless theologians we don't want. We want some people who has a mind to reason, who has a mind to articulate, right? So the Bible itself is telling us that love your God with all your strength, your mind, your will, whatever. Love God with your mind. We don't use our mind to love God. That is one of the mistakes. You can do further study on it. You can preach on it, teach on this. Because our mind is somewhere else and we don't use it to love God, our mind. With your mind also love the Lord. That is why research helps us to use our mind even to love God and know His plan. Now I think I am connecting it more appropriately, the biblically, theologically, and methodologically. That our mind God gave us is very important. Even to love Him back, need our minds, not just emotion, our minds. And the next reason we say is in order to have a new ideas and establish the new truth, we don't want to be stagnant in the old concept. The old, it's all, what do we call it? Outdated. Yeah. We need to update. Even theologians, you and I, scholars, we do need upgrade. Every time update your knowledge of theology, update your spiritual life, update your intellectual update. Everything we need update. Therefore, ideas, research, we need update. Therefore, we don't want to stay on the old one. We want updated. Therefore, we need to do a research. Then we will be more faithful. What is going on in today's context? Now, we have to be updated what is going on in the world. And then only we are able to compete with the world, able to go along with the world. What is going on also we have to. Like, I forgot who said, read Bible in your one hand and another hand read the newspaper. Alright? Simply tells us that you need to know what is going on in the world up to date. and read on the God's word, then you will know what the world is going on is fulfilling what is God telling in his word. Therefore, two has to go in there. That is why we need a research to be faithful in our calling, not just stay in the outdated. You see, outdated medicine expire, we call it expire. When you buy the medicine, when is that expiry date, you take it. If it expires, you better not to take it. So our whole idea, theology, context, and spiritual, everything is expired. We need update. We need up-to-date one, fresh one. Therefore, we need a research. That is the importance of research. And we may be captivated by cultural subjectivity and not making significant impact. If we don't do research, we may be cover or impact with the cultural things, and we will be subject towards that and not come out. We will be bound, captured by our own system, and we don't know what is the rest of the world. And we know everything like a frog in the small pond, thinking that this is the whole of the world. But once it comes out and get into the sea, ocean, that is a vast ocean is there. So if we don't do research, we may not be aware of what is the world God given to us. So therefore, and we will be captured by our own cultural narrow this thing. Therefore, research is important. And the next thing is we may become unresponsive. We may become unresponsive, irresponsible. Another one. Unresponsive means we don't know what is going on, therefore we don't know how to respond it. And therefore we might be irresponsible. We may not be doing what we are supposed to do because we don't know what is going on. Why we don't know? Because we don't do research, and therefore we don't know it. If we don't know, we are ignorant and innocent, and we don't know anything around, and we are captured by it, and so we are unresponsive. We don't respond it. And finally, the sickness, if we don't know the sickness, then the sickness may increase, finally a person may die. Beforehand we have to be, and we are unresponsive because we are ignorant. So also the church, what is going on, we have to be waked up, respond it, what is the problem in the world today. The COVID-19, how to respond it as the church, as a Christian, as a believer. How do we respond is what our must be research, must be a thinking, must be a talk. On Sunday, I'm going to speak on this. I have studied a little bit. As a message I prepare, I'm still doing preparing it. And then what a church should respond, how to respond to this COVID-19 pandemic. You see, what is going on in the world, and we need to be responsive onto this. Okay, in the Northeast, so many tribal classes, their fighting is there. As a church, what is our responsibility? We must respond it. We should not say that, no, I'm not there. Let them fight themselves. But as a church, we may not be able to come up and say that stop and all these things. But motivating factors, peace committee or whatever, we have to do it. That is what we call responsive. If we don't do research, we don't know, and therefore we are unresponsive to the issues, and up to the extent that what the Holy Spirit is saying to us, we will be, unresponsive. And therefore we do research. We do research. We are able to find answer to life and ministry. We are able to find the answer of the problem of life and ministry. In our ministry, what are the problems? In our own life, what is the problem? What are the problems? So if we do research, we will be able to find some solution. It is not 100% solution, but I may find, you may find. Therefore, we say another person do different angle and find a new truth and a new knowledge. And therefore, research is very, very important to respond to the society, respond to the church, responds to the world, what is going on, and responds to our own ministry, our own life problems. How do we respond it? All right. So therefore, research is very much important and very much related to our real life situation. It's related. And so, we are gaining knowledge more and more and improve our living. Our spiritual life will improve, our theological, intellectual will improve, and our practical ministry life, practical church life will improve. Otherwise, you see, more than 100 years Christianity in Northeast, we are somewhere stagnant. We're not growing. That was a growing much. Remember that missionary from, foreign missionary comes, William Pettigrew and William Carey and so many other, Reverend Savage and all these things in the Northeast and Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, all those missionaries come and we suddenly grew up to the high. But there we are stagnant. And then in fact nowadays the younger generation is theologically, spiritually, and church-wise it is somehow going down. The curve is going down. Knowledge may be increased in different way. But the real life situation, the life, you see, the lives are miserable life. You thinking that education is high and people have money and people have knowledge. No, the life situation is very, very bad. Miserable life. They're not happy. They don't find that the situation, how to handle it. And therefore, so many people commit suicides also. So many people have no meanings in their life also. Therefore, research is related into our real life situation. And therefore, when we do research, we gain knowledge for our real life situation, our church real life situation. Our churches are nowadays, I have a burden for this, the whole Northeast churches. What are we doing actually? Church building competition only some of them are doing. I'm not blaming the whole everyone, but many of building, their building is 1 crore, 2 crore, 7 crore competition. But inside, see, God has stopped going to church, then what is the use of it all? 1 crore building. God says 1 coronavirus, stop the church and lock down and no, don't go there. We have to be rethinking our real life, re-examine, research it, gain more knowledge in the real situation of our practical life. Then we will be able to gain that knowledge, connect with God more properly, because our mind, God needs it, God gave us. All right. Therefore, this is the importance of research, my friends. It is not only for intellectual, professional way, but it is also spiritual and, of course, intellectual, practical, both, and our real life, our own families and personal life, and the church. Most importantly, our churches are going nominal. Every year going nominality. And finally, we will be all like the same as the other people. Some group have done the research. The Christian children today, Christian family born and brought up children, those who are in the high school, they do a research. And some of the 30% say that no problem, any religion, at the end there is the same, you go. Same God, different name. Christian family children. Now they are beginning to say, now the high schools, they are beginning to say that not differences, all are same. All the gods are the same. This is the problem that we are facing, the church is facing. And we, the theologians, the researchers, and future, the pillar of the church going to be. This is why we need a research. We should not let it go like this. The church has been now facing a lot of challenges. Sometime I used to call this is kidnapping. Satan is kidnapping our church and believers, diverting, what they're supposed to do, stop there, and what not necessary, it making them do almost all. And therefore, let us do the research. That is a very important thing. It connects us with God properly. It gives us information up to date, and it directs us our life, real life, and it built up the churches. Okay? That's all I want to say of importance of research. So we have come a thesis, we have come to a research, and how to go about it. Next time we will do how to formulate your thesis, how to make a titles, how to make all these other things. These are more foundations, now we know it, and the other things we will just go like that. Okay? It is 4:45.
Yes, sir.
Any query, anything that you wanted to add it more? If I miss out something important, you can share, or if you miss something, you can ask, or not clear, you can ask.
Sir, about thesis, from since when, sir, we are going to select our own thesis writing?
Okay, can you tell me again? It's not clear. Yeah.
When we are going to start thesis writing is selecting our own topic for our thesis.
You better to collect, think, you are forward to the find out what area of your interest first. Now is the time. Writing is when everything is ready, you start writing only. At the end of the finishing, you will be writing. But
and sir, we are missiologists, sir, so we have to focus only mission purpose, right? Or
see, you can have your own interest, and when your mentor will frame it, what is your interest? So any subject, any interest field can be direct towards the missiological perspective. Okay. Don't worry about what is mission, missiology, mission related, nothing, everything related to mission.
okay.
So you choose, you think about your interest field, and then with the mentor, you can be looking into the angle of missiological angle. The same topic you can use theological angle, religious perspective, missiological perspective, right? So that is there. Therefore, you don't worry about this is not mission related, this is mission related. Anything is not like that. Everything related with the mission. So what is your interest? Your interest, get into it, try to find it out, things, materials, where, be ready now itself mentally and also with the materially also. When the time comes, you can do. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
What is your interest? Dhoni?
Many interests, sir. I don't know now.
Okay. One you have to frame. What is your interest, Solomla? Interest field of writing thesis. Have you thought about it?
Not yet, sir. I don't have any idea right now.
Okay, now is the time to have the idea. Get into. Where is Jack? Jack has gone. Steven, do you have any thoughts?
Yes, sir. I have done a little bit of research on tribal religion. Yeah.
Tribal religion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it. Tribal religion in the Northeast, or particularly like
Yeah.
what is that? Garo or
Garo,
Tripuras or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tribal religion compared with the any kind of Old Testament, they're also all tribal, Gentile worship can be connected. during New Testament, Paul time also, Corinthian, all idol worship. Tribal religions are so many.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me, Johnny.
sir, like this topic, can you select like about human mentality, how according to
Human?
human mentality, human mind, how our human mind evolved with time, like now as the time now is 21st century, how our mind changing.
Oh, sure, you can write.
Okay.
Sure, sure, because that can be framed with your mentor, your guide, the mind changing situation. How can we be into the up to date? Like I said, no, we have to be up to date. The 21st century mindset and to 19th century mindset is very different. So development of the mind into the 21st century and with the some other references we can give. That is possible.
Okay.
Then I am a little interested about the women ministry.
Only little, not much.
Somehow I'm interested, and then I'm just thinking whether it will be okay to write in the passage or not.
Sure, sure. So anything. Women, what is the problem? You find out, as I said, in what angles we want to look at, like a women ordination, women ministry, and women involvement in the church, ordination, all things women has a more problem. Right. You can do a research on it.
I'm thinking about it.
Yes. No problem. That you continue to develop your idea on regards to women's involvement, okay, involvement in any of the ministry, the church, or anything. That can be done a research. So develop your ideas, interests, find out what is your interest on. If you're not interested and for the sake of doing, you will be very tired and fed up. If you have interest, you get more and more appetite to do that. You can go more and more. Our interest is more important in doing research. All right, so we continue. All right, everybody is back. Where are they?
Yes, sir.
Jackson, no, Johnny and Patty. Are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We are there. Okay. All right. Then we should not be hurried. It means don't wait the last minute. We can start now. So start now. Even before we join the program, the M.Th's program, actually there must be something in our mind going on and some feel that we want to do some research on this. It must be like that disturbing us always. It comes in our mind, and I mean we have the burden. We said in the ministry, people who are in the ministry, we said I have the burden for such a thing. So the same way we had to have that kind of burden in some area so that there is already the topic is there in our mind. Only thing is we have to format the title. That's all. But the topic, it should be there in your mind. So do not wait the last minute for the last minute. Now itself you have to have the idea of the topic. Decide your topic already. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Decide. And then, all right, select a suitable topic is very important. Selecting a suitable topic is very essential. If you choose any topic which is not suitable for your interest and your field, then it will be another problem. So selecting a suitable topic is very essential. What is suitable means that you wanted to do and your field of interest. Simply. So therefore, always consult your teacher. Always consult your teachers. Whoever they are, that you keep on consulting with them. That is the best way of selecting a thesis. not to wait for a last minute, but select a very suitable for your interests. And for that is very important. If you are not interested, you know, in the middle of it, you will be fed up. Interest is very important. Freely discuss your interests, your concern area of study. You should be able to discuss with your friends, with your teachers and other people. You discuss your interest. What is your interest? It is not many people, many theologians, our mistake is that we have to do something in order to finish the course. Not either I am interested or not interested. That is the problem. So sometime organization or the church will send a person for further study, and they ask them to do counseling or theology or mission or New Testament or Old Testament, whatever. But the person is not interested. They will ask them to do counseling, but the person interest is on the New Testament or say theology. But the church or the organization is asking, forcing him or her to do counseling because the church need a counselor. So like that, it has to have sometime our interest and the interest of the sending church or organization, it's different. In that case, your doing research will be a problem. It is not your interest, but for the sake of doing it, you do it. For the sake of having a job in your church or organization, you are doing it. That will not interest you. And therefore, freely discuss your interest of field. And all of us are here to mission. As I said, mission also has a lot of departments. Which department are you interested? I don't know. Your interest of missiology. All of us are going to be missiology, right? This is a missiological department. The M.Th is mission. Yes. Then many of us are here. I don't know what is your field of interest in mission. You have to have the idea of what your interest is, all right? Not the thesis interest. Last time I asked you that thesis interest. Some of you are interested in the Sunday school or women ministry and the other things, leadership and all these things. Now itself you have to formulate already. It must be in your mind, and your interest of or field also. Some interest of field also must be there. All right. See, your interest topic is a very important. Your interest topic is a very, very important. Without your interest, that would be, you will be fed up. Now, how to begin with? Begin with prayerful attitude. We are Christians, so now curriculum you have to take in the Bible colleges is simply mean that you need to take the topics of the your college or where you are studying. Say for example, here you are in MIBCNS, so you have to have all the field of study that we have. So if we don't have, still okay, fine, but we need to find the teacher. Say for example, New Testament study is there in the seminary curriculum. In the New Testament, what specialization is there? Old Testament is there in seminary, that you have to do it in Old Testament studies and so on. And then what else? Religion. Religion is there. So you can do it on religion study. Selecting your thesis will help you in selecting your thesis, checking this curriculum. And mission study is there. Here we are. The mission studies and studies are including. I gave you already a hint or a little bit of clue that you all are in the mission department. So mission department has a lot of areas to cover, and therefore which one you are interested in, the ministry, church ministry, the field ministry, the tribal ministry, urban ministries, urban mission, tribal mission, all these things. And then mission anthropologies, mission education, everything is included in the mission studies. Therefore, check it in your curriculum in the seminary. Church history is there. Church history and missions are very related. If you are interested in a history, then you go ahead with the church history of the mission history. There are mission also as a history with the church history going along with. Then you can have more access on this. Theology is there in college. We do theology department, and therefore on this theology you can select a thesis title. And of course ethics is also there. Ethics is also there. Then it is very relevant that ethics nowadays you can do it all of your selecting your thesis title. So helping you a little bit on how to formulate your thesis, selecting a title. Later on we will do it, how to have the structuring, the introduction and body part. Very quickly we will have, not now. But then this is the thing that you are given general where and to select or select a thesis title. Okay? So prayerfully begin with every time, and you must be a prayerful person. Check your seminary, all the departments. These are the department mostly we have. And counseling department we have in the church, pastoral theology and counseling. Actually, that also is there, very related with the mission, and missionaries need to have. So pastoral care and counseling also you can have it. All right. Point to remember. The point that you should remember while keeping all those things in your mind, selecting the thesis title. Ask yourself why it interests you. Why are you interested in that area? I am interested in these things. Children ministry, women ministry, or otherwise adult ministry, or otherwise history. And then like our brother said, evangelism, I am interested, church planting. Why? You must have the reason why interested you. Why it interests me. That makes more appropriate as you continue to do that. Why interests you? Now, as you told me the last time also that you have interested in, some of you I remember, some I don't remember though. Your interest of field. Now, the next step you have to ask is, why are you interested into that subject? Why that topic, why that situation interests you? Why is that field, why is that problem or issue or ministry that interests you? That you have to ask the question. Then it will make more interest upon the interest to study. Ask why it interests you. Why are you interested? Why this subject attracted you very much?
I cannot hear you. Is it only from my side or from your side? I don't.
Yeah, we'll ask
Hearing of
the
your
other.
voice is not coming.
Jack, can you hear me?
Comes, it goes.
Stewart?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
See, other people can hear me.
Yes, he is still busy. I think busy, sir.
Other people can hear me, Serto.
His network. Or can he?
Yeah, your hearing of your voice, it comes and goes. No, I know sometimes
I think, Brother Sarto, you should take out your
it
earpiece.
immediately comes to me. No?
Yeah, next week you work on it. Tomorrow and Sunday you work properly. Get something to be done. That is your end, not our end. Everybody is hearing properly.
You should take out your earpiece once and try. I think because of your earpiece, you are having problem, Brother Sarto. Yes, sure.
Can we just ignore for some time? All right. Let him work on it and let us just ignore him as if he is not attending the class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
When
Go on.
one distract me means I get lost.
Yes.
So ask
Please carry.
why it interests you. Matlab, the subject, the field, why that field attracted you? Why women ministry attracted you? Like Solumla was saying that women ministry and other things. Why that field attracted you? Why are you interested? That is where we had to ask. I don't know the Zoni party. Why? What interested you? I don't know. I have to ask you when we meet on the roadside. Also, come down here to the Bihari shop. We'll have a cup of coffee, tea, and then we'll talk. That also possible. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be, sir, very interesting.
Whenever you want to talk, or even if nothing to discuss, also come out and we'll have a tea and pakora is there. We'll have that. All right.
If you want to come here in dinner, we will have kuparaya.
So the second thing is, ask yourself, how are you going to write? How am I going to write about this subject, topic, or title? Okay, these are the point to remember. Why I am attracted with this issue of the field work that I want to do, so that I want to do a thesis, research. If I'm going to do it, how am I going to write about it? You have to ask that also. Then ask that how will be, will be its in, what do we call, usefulness. Will there be any usefulness when I do this? Is there any usefulness when I write this? If there is no usefulness, that also need to be leave out. Ask what will be its usefulness. You have to ask, if I do this, what will be the use of doing this? Of course, you will get a degree, that is okay, fine, but then any contribution. See, consider whether you can contribute any original ideas or thinking to the subject. Consider that any idea, new, you can contribute to that subject. That is very important to keep in mind. If you're going to, if you have something to contribute to the original thinking, to the subject, that is the best, and you will get the best thesis award out of it. And then review the library. Review the library. What does it mean? You simply need to go through, check a lot of books. At least don't, even if you don't read, you're writing, I know, but you are also listening. Review library, matlab, go and check and familiar with all the sections of the books of your interest. Where are these kind of fill books? Say, for example, you are interested, our Sarto is interested in church planting and evangelism. And next time when his mic is okay, we will ask why he is interested. So also others, why you are interested, that area of your interest, see the library, any scholars, any writing of thesis, any writing on this subject, any article has been written, any document has been written, any book has been written, how many, who, concerned with all the possible in the written available. That is called the reviewing the library. You need to be able to get all the possible material, library material on your subject. So if you do these things, your work is progressing systematically, and then you get more interest on it. Otherwise, once you are confused, your interest also will lose. So first, Ask why you are interested, why this subject attracted you. Second, ask yourself, how are you going to write about this thing? The third, is there any useful of this writing? Will there be any useful in the future? Or will there be any contribution, the original idea to this subject? Will I be any contribute to this? All right, as we said before, yesterday also we said that nobody has been doing it very thoroughly in one subject, and therefore somebody may have done, but some angles they may have been missing out. So what we have to do is we have to ask any contribution I can also make in regard to this, and review library. Library review is our duty. Check it out. What are the available resources on this subject? Okay. And then consider the time frame within you have to complete your thesis. The time frame. Think of the time. How many months you are given. Within that month you will be able to finish. So therefore, accordingly, you have to make it. Time frame is very important, because these theses are not independent research. These are within the time frame research. You will be given a 2-3 months, that's all, for M.Th thesis. At the most you are given at the 3 months or so, 4 months, 6 months, half year. But then we already started beforehand, and therefore within 3 months or 4 months you will be doing, actually you have started beforehand 1 year before you have started. So within 3-4 months you will be able to finish it up. Actual work has started now itself. 1 year or 2 years you will take. So it is not only you started when the thesis writing is started. The time frame will be there at least for some credit hour. Within that credit hour, everything, these are not possible to do it. Therefore, when to started it, now itself is the thing to started it. This is actually, we started it the time we enroll, we do admission. That is the time we started our thesis also. So don't wait for the time of writing thesis given. Now itself you should be starting writing, compiling, collecting, everything that we have said before, that you should be able to do that. All right. So therefore consider the time frame. Remember, the time will be given to you, and then it will not be independent studies. Independent research is different from the academic, the time frame research. Therefore, we already started as we are admitted, admission is granted. So now itself you are time to start thesis. All right. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that was, we did as formation of your thesis, giving you a little tips on it. And now we continue on the other subject, which is called sources, research sources. There are some points to help you to better research. So this is the resources. Some points that will help you better research, that you know that there are points are there. You must be very clear in mind about the subject. Never try to take an easy way. This is very important point. Never try to take an easy way. In our you know community, there is a saying that if you try to shortcut, you will not be able to attend your mother's funeral. There is a saying, if you take a shortcut, you will not be able to reach your home. So there is no shortcut in writing thesis. Okay. So never try to take easy way. Don't try take any easy way, method of easy, that you will benefit nothing. and in the end you will not be able to finish also. There is no easy way. Struggle, hard work, that is the only success way. So do not be content with a few books and other things. Don't be satisfied with the few books. Look for more other related materials. Look for more and more sources, resources. Don't be happy with the only few. That is the meaning. Read enough before coming to decide on your limitations of the work. Read enough. That is another way of doing it. Clear in your mind. Don't take easy way. Do not be satisfied with the few books and few resources, but read enough before coming to decide. These things will make your work easier, but all these need hard work. All right? And all these things require a hard work. So make sure that your resources, the point you better to research is, these are the things. Read enough. You have to read quite a lot. Then, locating your sources. How to locate your sources? Locating source and gathering data will be the first reference of research. Locating your sources, gathering your data, these are the first priority in a research work. As a student, these are the first. So where do we locate our resources? Number one is, of course, library. Library is one of the resource center for research students. Library is one of the center. So library is one of the main resource for our research, for our subject, for our assignment, whatever the student is doing in. So it must be, library must be used. And you must get to use library to get additional material for your writing. Get use of the books and get use of the authors. I have struggled to remember the name of the authors of the book. I will study, I will know the books and all the matters in it, but sometimes I forgot the author. That is a very bad habit. I don't want any happen to any one of you. So library, you must be familiar, make use of library, get familiarity of it, get additional materials on the library. This is the house of books, you know, library is the house of books. So magazines are there, journals are there, newspapers are there, and thesis and other dissertations or whatever, the writings of previous students are also there. So manuscripts, some library have kept, archive where the all documents are kept. So these are the places where we get our resources. So therefore, don't be hesitate to go to library. Whenever there is a plan to go and you can go and visit your libraries, please. That is the main sources. Library research is the mostly an analysis of historical records, recording of notes, listening tape, filming. We also documents, statistical compilation, headings, reference, and abstract guidance, etc., etc. So library, we have a lot of the resources, books and journals, magazines, and other writings. Even student writings are there. Therefore, library is one of the source. Another thing is Another field is field research. Another location of field research. So there are two important aspects of field research that you have to keep in mind. Like yesterday I said, participant observation in the field research, which means direct interaction and also direct recording, filming. Nowadays we do filming. The videos are cell phones are that now we have a smartphones, we can record it, take pictures. Before our time though, we have to carry the camera and we have to carry the tape record to record. Very, very difficult. Now though, one smartphone can do a lot of things. Those days though, Are Baba, I remember we are searching a tape record, we don't have, because we are going to take interviews, some of the record we want to make a recording. So that what is that? Recording, and these are all possible. So the technology is very high now. It makes our research easy, more easy. So in the field also you have this technological use of recordings and taking pictures and also direct interactions and then participant observation, direct interaction. Second, personal interviews. Personal interviews with open and closed questionnaires. See, open and closed questionnaires. Yesterday or day before, in one point we mentioned already. Open questions, you can have just ask the question, and then after they talk about the answer, you will get another question, but still continuous flow of the question. But close up question, what you have to do is, you have to make question whether yes or no type of answering question. They don't need much time, but just yes or no question. That group interview, we already mentioned in the data collection. The group interview are given upon some case studies. Also we mentioned, I believe, in that collection. Case study is interview and listening the story and then writing one case. So there are two fields. One is library and another one is field research. So these are the two locations of the sources that we get our material. And therefore, even though before we come to the point, I will ask you, give you or now itself that you need to do a research paper on these two. On these two. Last time I sent you a few pages of handout. In the last we said that your requirement is to do two research. One is library research and one research. So now you prepare for that, and we are going to go ahead with that also. One is totally library research based on library. I think you are aware of library, only using the books, materials, journals, magazine, newspaper, theses. Accordingly, you start framing one topic and tell me what are your topics, your selection. One is library research, fully depend upon the library only. Okay. Another one is field research. This has nothing to do with the library, but depend upon the field research. Like we said, direct interviewing people, direct keeping photographs, direct asking question, and then experience you are asking, and out of your knowledge also it is required of the how much you know about that field. Say for example, I'll give you for example a field research is regarding the Bible colleges improvement, all right, or the church improvement. the missionaries movement and the evangelist life, anything that to do with the field, so that you can ask the people, those who are missionaries and pastor, you can do on the pastor's field research, church development, church growth, movement, field research, church planting, field research, less on the library. Of course, these two you need to do based on interview and possible of the questionnaire. You make the question, you interview people, few you have to interview. Nearby you, or interview can be through phone also, now you can do it interview. So please search 2 research topic, one based on library, 2 based on field research. On these 2, we will have a major research assignment. This is assignment. All right. Okay, so be prepared for that. This will take a long time. You can take 1 month or even 1 month you can take, no problem. The whole October you can do this. Sometime after October, November, we will remind you. Somewhere else you have to submit in the end during what is that? September, October, November. Before Christmas, say for example this. Before Christmas you have to submit.
October.
No. December.
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
Okay, sir.
That means before 25 December.
24.
After Christmas time will be disturbed. I don't know. And then you have to do your. If possible, you can have this idea on what you are going to do in your main thesis, so that it will help you. This will be an exercise to your main thesis. If you can connect to that field, you know, somehow you were already done by this. So these are the 2 things today I was planning to tell you.
Sir, what you're saying about 24 December, I misheard because of here some machine. Sir, what you said about 24 December? What is it about? I didn't hear properly that part.
Yeah, this assignment is before Christmas you have to submit. The last date is 24. December 24 is the last date. Yeah.
Research for those
Two research. Field research and library research. These are the practice for your main thesis. But then these are the things where you will get the mark. Grading done only these assignments, homework, you are these things, what do we call it?
recording.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
sir.
article 1 also, I'll give you marks. Even though there was not, some are not, 1 or 2 are very good. Very good. I won't mention the name. 1 or 2 are somehow. Yes, 2 are somehow.
You can mention the name who is the best, but don't mention the name who the worst one. My one.
No. Some I will not mention now. 2 persons, they were little bit acceptable. I am very much happy the way in the first time that much they can do, means there is more expectation they can do well. But the rest, it is little bit of M.Div level still you are on hanging, and therefore I am saying again and again, get out of the M.Div atmosphere. So this also you do it, and then try to, now itself you have to dream, eat, sleep with this, your MTAs, your thesis. That is how you will be able to get it through. All right.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
how many pages you have to write? The assignment?
Minimum 15.
And sir, the topics are you'll give or we'll choose ourselves.
You choose and you tell me.
Okay.
You choose your topic and get approval. Approval from your principal, your director, or me. 3 of us will be able to uh, get approval from them. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, sir.
Anything else?
What do you know? I'll ask.
Sir,
That's
it's
all we'll ask you.
Ah, you're saying something. Two people said at the same time. I cannot hear any either of you. Jack, what are you saying?
So can you please provide your email address, sir, in order to ask something?
Oh, my email address.
Yes.
Okay. You can send me. You can send me to iitsprincipal@gmail.com.
Okay, sir. IITH.
Principal@gmail.com.
Okay, sir.
He's writing H or S.
Yes.
No, he's about
It's writing
Only again, this cable man is calling me. Any other things to clarify?
Sir, this assignment again is that shall I use both library method, research method and field research method, or shall we have to choose library and or the field research? Can you get it? What are my question?
I'm not getting.
Sir, for this assignment, there are two things. One is library research method, and the second is field research.
Yeah.
So, shall we apply both, or we have to choose one in order
No,
to
both. Two research.
Okay, okay.
One is based on the library only, one research.
Uh,
And another one is not
Oh.
library based but only field based research. Two.
oh, sir, we have to write two assignments.
Yes.
Oh, now I get it. I thought, sir, one assignment and using
No.
library and field research.
One is based on library. This is different style of research. And another one is field based research. This is different type of research. So two style we are practicing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.